welcome back to Dead or Alive Kayaking. I had said in my review of the Hammerhead Kayaks Whale Shark, how I spoke about how much I enjoyed doing business with Eddie, the owner of Hammerhead Kayaks. And I enjoyed it so much I've done it again. This is the Hammerhead Kayaks Whale Shark. Now I mentioned this one in my review about the bull shark. And the kayak was just in development then. It only existed on paper at the time. But I wanted to see one ever since Eddie first told me about them. I got to see them, and as soon as I saw it, I wanted one. And I got one. And I wanted to get out on the water today and do some real world testing and demonstration with it. But I have injured my thumb, and I'm going to be off the water for a little while because of it. Most of it's still there, and it still works. It's just got to heal up some before I'll be able to get back out on the water with it. So what I'm going to do today is basically a walk around. I'm going to show you the kayak up close and point out some of the features for you. And then as soon as I've healed up a little bit better, I'll get out on the water and we'll do some speed testing and stability testing and everything else with it. And you guys will see that too. So starting up at the front of it, you see it's got a molded in handle here. And this is actually a paddle park. I think it would be better used as a, to hold your rod tips down, keep them from drifting out of the boat. But the kayak does not have a paddle park on the sides like some kayaks do, or like most kayaks do, but you do have a place where you can stick your paddle blade here. The whole point of this kayak is that you really don't need a paddle. You just have one with you for safety's sake, and use your pedal drives. Now, moving back, we've got the front hatch is a really big space, and this is deeper. This is shallower if you need something to set your phone or whatever up here that you need to keep a little bit drier in case water gets into this part of it. And it's got it looks like about a 3/4 inch lip all the way around, so you're not going to get a whole lot of water in there unless you're just completely burying your bow. The deeper part of it you could use for storage, or you could use for a cooler if you want. It's got a scupper hole in it to drain water out if you do get water in there. And a pretty good spot. You could put small tackle boxes, you could put a small battery, you could put pretty much anything you want there in it. Like I said, you could use it as a cooler, or with the scupper plug in, you could use it as dry storage. Got a, that looks like about a 16-inch rail on each side here. Got a forward facing flush mount rod holder on each side right here. Another rail, this one looks to be about 12 or 13 inches on each side. Got the foam padding in the cockpit and on the gunnels. The seat itself mounts on rails, so you have extra rail if you needed to mount something down on it. Got a mid-deck hatch. Now this one does not have access to the rest of the hull. It's just a closed-in storage hatch, so you don't need a bag in it or anything else, and you're not going to lose anything that you put in there. It's going to stay right there. Now up here on the drive console, similar to the bull shark. In fact, it's the same console for the bull shark. It's got some flat storage. You can set things here. A cup holder molded into it. The side handles are also molded in on each side. It's got a molded in cup holder here. and a tackle box holder here. You can put loose tackle, pliers, tackle box, whatever you wanted to put into that, you can. It drains back into the hull or back into the cockpit of the kayak if you get water in it. There's one on the other side, and it drains overboard. So access to the inside the hull is right in here. Take these 4 screws out. There's a big rubber gasket there and a high lip. So if you need to get in there to run cables or wires or anything you need to get into the hull for, you can get into it right there. There is also the same access point back here in the tank well. Now the seat, let's see if I can do this one-handed, is a 3-position seat. It has a low position here, and then it has a medium position there and a high position. Medium position is about the same as the high position on most of my other kayaks, and I think that's probably going to be my preference to it. Now behind the seat you still have some space once the seat is adjusted out. And of course you can adjust for your leg length to reach the pedals. You have space behind the seat. You can put a battery cooler, whatever you need there. There are 2 flush mount rod holders on each side in the back for a total of 6 flush mounted rod holders, so you can carry 6 rods on here without a crate or any other, without adding any rod holders at all. Okay, the tank well. Look at this thing. I have a 110 quart Yeti cooler, and I have set that cooler up in here, and it sits flat in this tank well. Got a bungee set. The bungee cords have hooks on them, so you can undo it, you can move it around, customize it however you want. Pretty much the only thing I ever use bungees for. A lot of people use them to tie their crates down and stuff like that, and pretty much the only thing I do is tie down if I'm taking camping equipment with me and stuff like that, I tie it down in there. The rudders, the rudder, like the Bull Shark, has stainless steel cabling instead of paracord. The adjustments are right here, easily accessible. Drain plug here. This is a starport to mount you can mount a visibility flag or something like that in it. The rear handles also molded in. You have 3 of them. You can hold it 2-handed, 1-handed, however you want. And it does have channels to lay your rods down back here too, just to lay your rods down from the cockpit to here and then back to here. So the rudder on this kayak is different from the Bull Shark in that it's mounted underneath, and it's a little bit higher than the keel of the boat, so it's protected from being hit on anything or rubbed off on a rock or a tree or something like that. Flip this up out of the way. And it's a fairly good sized rudder, but if you're light in the water or it's windy and you don't feel like it's enough rudder, there is a pin right here, and if you pull this pin out, that almost doubles your surface area on your rudder. That's spring loaded, so again, if you run over a rock or a tree or something in the water, it just folds back up and then right back down as soon as you're clear. I call it a switchblade rudder. I don't know what the actual name of it is. The hull is kind of a modified tunnel hull, kind of a cross between a tunnel hull and a tri-hull. This kayak is transducer ready. That's just behind and under the seat is where the transducer port is. It'll have the riv nuts already in there to put the screws in. It's a pretty standard size mount, just like the one on my Bull Shark. And this scupper hole is where your cable for your transducer would come up into the cockpit. Now, also like the Bull Shark, we have interchangeable drives. This is the propeller drive. I think this kayak retails at the time that I got mine, it was like $16.99, and that's with your choice of drive. You can have a propeller drive or a fin drive. And then in this one, the line is expanded slightly to a trolling motor also. So when I do get back out on the water and I'm able to try this out and show it to you, we'll be trying all three drives. I've got the fin drive, the propeller drive, and the trolling motor here. So we'll be using all three of those, and I'll paddle it some. It comes with a paddle. Probably not the one that I'll be using, and I have a different paddle that I like that I carry with me amongst all my kayaks. But I'll paddle it some too and see how it handles that way. Now up here at the bow, you see what I was talking about. It was kind of a modified trimaran hull. This kayak weighs, I don't remember what it is right offhand. It's in the neighborhood of 110 pounds. It's not terribly heavy for for what it is, for as big as it is. It's 13 feet long, and it's 37.25 inches wide. So it should be a good, stable, dry ride, and I'm really looking forward to getting it out on the water and trying it out. And like I said, when I do get it out on the water, we'll be doing some more videos with it, including I'll show you changing out the drives and stuff like that. It's pretty much the same way that the Bull Shark changes out, with the exception of the Whale Shark has a wider footprint up here. The Bull Shark, has a shorter yoke, about 4.5 inches wide across, and this one is about 13 or 14 inches across. And I think that'll make for a much more stable experience. I think that will absorb a lot of the torque, from pushing down on one side or the other. And the same with the trolling motor. It has the same mount. You see right here. Fits into the same yokes, and then the cartridge changes out for the fin drive, just like the Bull Shark does, with the exception of, I think this cartridge is actually a little bit smaller than the one on the Bull Shark, and it only has 4 bolts holding it down rather than the 6 that the Bull Shark had. So that's my initial walk around on the Whale Shark. I can't wait to get it on the water and try it out, get some fishing done, and of course you guys will see that too. And before I forget, let me mention a couple things that Eddie's got going on over at Hammerhead. He's expanded his dealer base. I think he's up to 9 dealers now. He's got dealers here in Alabama, Florida, Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, Texas, and even as far north as Missouri. He also now offers shipping if you're not close to any of his dealers or close to Mobile. Contact him and see what you can work out with him for shipping if you want one. And he has financing arranged through Synchrony Bank now, where you can have an in-store credit card. And right now they offer 12 months 0 interest if you pay it off within 12 months. And the day that I picked this one up, they had just started a new sale, 18 months with 0 interest. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you again soon. Hopefully it'll be on the water as soon as I get healed up some. Y'all take care.